Hey guys, just wanted to film this little intro before I get into the video. I made pizza poppers today. I really hope that you guys like the recipe, even though it's kind of became a fail in the middle, and then my ones from last night ended up being the failure, and the ones from today came out really well, but we'll get all into that in the video. I just really hope that you guys are enjoying this and taking the time to do something positive for yourself every day during this quarantine, because if we don't do that, we're just going to lose our mental health and everything's going to go really poorly when we come back from this. And personally, I'm taking this time to really reflect on myself and really spend time with myself. It's something that I hate, but it's something that is we have to do in our lives, and really just like get to know ourselves like to the core. And that's what we should be doing, is just taking the time to reflect on what we did in 2019 and what we can do more positively in 2020. And so just take some time today to do something positive for yourself. That's just really all I want. I don't want to really get into a rant. Other than that, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am working on my editing right now. I'm just doing one takes and kind of just going with the flow. But as this quarantine goes deeper, I'm sure I'll have more time and not just want to get a video out every day. But for right now, that's what I'm doing, just because I'm bored and it's easier to do that. But I will work on my editing. I will get other content besides food videos. Is just kind of the first thing that has come to my mind. I do have a lot of other ideas and a lot of other stories to tell you guys. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. And like I said at the end, keep a pizza poppin'. Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be making pizza dippers, and we're going to be using this dough from Trader Joe's. I like it because it's the garlic and herb pizza dough, and it's already made. It's very inexpensive. It's only about, I think, $1.50 or something for like this bag. And basically the instructions on it say, leave dough at room temperature for 20 minutes. Remove dough from package. Flour work surface liberally and roll dough. Okay, never mind about all of that, because we're not going to be doing that. So basically, the most important thing is just leave this dough at room temperature for about 20 minutes and set your oven, preheat your oven to 450. So let's go and do that here. And I've had a few people ask me why you can't really see anything that well, and that's because I'm filming with my computer, because I don't really have anything else to film with. I've never done anything like this before. So I'm gonna work on buying a camera from Amazon and pricing that out, because I did lose my job because of everything going on. Well, not lose, but put on hold, I guess. And so we'll see if I can get a better camera so you guys can actually see what I'm doing instead of just telling you and maybe seeing. So I'll show you. I'm going to preheat my oven to 450. All right. Now once you do that, and your dough is sitting out, you can grab out your other ingredients, which are right here, and I will let you know. You're going to need, for this recipe, I like to use a rolling pin. I think it's much easier. My Imma, who gave me this recipe, shout out Imma, she doesn't use a rolling pin. She just says that she just puts the dough in her hands and does it that way. But I tried this recipe last night and I liked using a rolling pin. So you're going to need that. You're going to need all-purpose flour, some mozzarella cheese. I like fresh mozzarella as well, so we're going to try that. And we're going to put some pesto. All of these are from Trader Joe's except this fresh mozzarella, but I do believe you can get something like this there. This is the pre-sliced one because I like to make an avocado and fresh mozzarella salad with balsamic, but today we're going to put it in our pizza dough. For the dipping sauces, we're going to use the rest of that 5 cheese marinara sauce, and also the rest of that mushroom alfredo, because we need to use up what we have open because of what's going on and everything. We don't know when we're going to be able to go to the grocery store again, and so just emphasizing using what we have in our refrigerator and making do with that, and also just keeping ourselves busy and finding new recipes and creative ways to keep ourselves occupied during this time. And that is what I'm doing because I've never made this exact recipe before. So this will be our first time together. So anyways, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut up my my fresh mozzarella. I have some that's still here. It's it's just a couple days old. I just want to use up the old stuff first. Like we're emphasizing using what we should be using up before we start new things. And I'm like really bad about that usually. I'm usually like really, really picky. But I have realized that we need to, at least I need to be a lot better, not very, but you understand that we just all need to do our part here. And I guess it starts with eating leftovers, because sometimes I hate doing that. I think we all do. And sometimes we don't want to eat Hamburger Helper 10 days in a row, but sometimes that's what you got to do when you're stuck at home and you just got to not do what you normally do, but be better and do better. So while we go off on that tangent, I'm going to cut the mozzarella. I've had a few people tell me that they would like to see what I'm doing, so I'm just cutting it in big pieces because I'm going to be putting it inside of the dough. So right now I'm just cutting pieces of this sliced mozzarella, as you can see, and we'll put that inside with some pesto and some other mozzarella cheese. So fresh mozzarella, regular mozzarella, and pesto. Be right back. Hey guys, just wiping down the counter before we put some flour down. We're gonna roll out the dough, but a clean counter is very important because we're gonna be putting our food right on the counter, and you don't want a dirty counter. That's gross. So basically, while our oven's heating up and our dough's been sitting out at room temperature, we're gonna start forming the dough balls. So in order to get flour out on the counter, what I usually do is I take like 1/4 cup measure and I just put it in the bag of flour, just like a little bit, not even the whole thing, and that should usually be more than enough. And I just sprinkle it on my counter. My counter's still a little wet from when I just washed it, so still gotta wait a minute to let it dry. But making sure you have dry hands is very important, especially when working with sticky pizza dough. So I cut up the fresh mozzarella into these big slices. And then I have some shredded mozzarella. And I have my pesto sauce. It's very oily, so I'm not going to show it to you guys so much. But basically, what we're going to do here is, once this counter's dry, I'll show you. Put some flour out on my counter. I know I don't have a lot of workspace here, but I'll show you. Now, before we start working with this pizza dough, you want to make sure that your pan you're going to use, sorry, I was just washing my hands. The pan that we're going to use is oiled and ready to go. So I did this last night, and I used basically a cookie tray, and then the oven's ready. My Imma told me that basically you should use something more like this and make it more like pull-apart bread. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use something more up this alley, and we're going to still spray it and make sure it's still oiled, because you don't want the pizza sticking to the bottom of it. So I'm just going to spray it over here to the side, making sure it's all well and good. Alrighty. And now that that's good to go, we can start forming our dough balls. So this has been out at room temperature, and we're going to take it out of the bag. Hopefully it's not too sticky. Usually what I do is I just take it and I just plop it right down on the counter. It's a little sticky. It's sticking to the bag. It's okay though. We got it. We're going to work with it. Alrighty. So usually I just like to form it and get some flour on it to make it a little bit less sticky and easier to work with. Put this to the side and just form it into a giant dough ball. Alrighty. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to take like a piece like this, and what I like to do is I like to roll it into a small ball like that, and I'll throw some more flour down, plop it down, take my rolling pin, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Uh-oh, I forgot the most important part of the rolling pin. Dang it. This is what Tova's at home cooking, guys. First time cooking for Tova. So with your rolling pin, you're going to want to remember to do this before, not like I just did, but you're going to want to flour your rolling pin as well, and not flour everything, but just flour it. It makes it so the dough doesn't stick to it. I know, probably don't want to see me do that. It's okay. Alright, then you're going to roll it like this. Flop it over. Try to get as much of the flour off as you can. Kind of went a little overboard on the flour. I just don't like when it sticks to my hand, but basically just get it like this. Put it in your hand, and I'm going to get my pesto, stir it up, Stir it up. Put some, like just a little. Just a dab. Just a dab. I like dabs. Alright. And then you put your cheese on top. That's a big piece in that one. And then just a little bit of sprinkled cheese in there. And then you're going to want to kind of form it like a dumpling in a way. I don't know if you see me like pushing everything to the inside and kind of twisting, but making sure it doesn't break. Yeah, this is a little bit thin, so it broke. So I'm just keeping it together. And you kind of just want to make sure everything's sitting in there and clumped together. And when it's done, it should look like this. Just less thin. So I have to make the next one less thin, but as you can see, looks nice. So then I'm just going to stick it in here and do the next one. So we'll just grab another piece off of my dough ball, plop it down, make it into a ball. Alright guys, so this recipe is just what I'm putting in this. You can put whatever you want in these. You can put vegetables, you can, however you like to make your pizza. You should comment down below and like and subscribe to me, number one. And number two, tell me in the comments what you like on your pizza. What's your favorite pizza topping? Or, just because we're all so bored right now, you should tell me what's the weirdest thing you've ever put on your pizza. I've heard some crazy things that people have put on their pizza. There's this pizza place downtown in Denver here that puts mac and cheese on their pizza. It's called Ian's Pizza. It's actually one of my favorite pizza places. They have different pizzas every month, and they have the craziest pizza combinations I've ever seen, and I love it. They're so creative. Alright guys, I just made another one. That one was much more beautiful than the first one, but just like all of us, all my pizza rolls are beautiful in their own way. They're just different shapes and sizes. Doesn't mean that there's anything different or bad about them. They're all beautiful. They all taste the same. And maybe we should take a lesson from that. That we are all beautiful. No matter what. Alrighty. And see? It's just coming out like this. You take it in your hand. Just put a little dollop. I definitely just spilled that on the rolling pin because I'm a klutz. We all know this about me, and I'm going to have to clean that up in a second. But I take my cheese, I take my other cheese, and I just start, here I'll do a close-up. I just start pushing it all in and just closing the gap and just making it really into a ball again. See? And now you can't even tell that there's anything inside. It's just a pizza popper. I'm putting it in my bowl. And I'm not going to make you guys watch all of these. I'm just wanted to give you a few examples of what it could be and what it should be and what it should look like. I will come back in a few minutes after I finish the rest of these, and I'll finish out the recipe. Hey guys, just wanted to show you, I'm on my last one right here. Just wanted to talk about real quickly. So a lot of this isn't like edited that well or really edited at all, just kind of the sequence that I'm doing the videos and kind of like one takes, mostly because I'm not very good at editing. So if anyone knows how to edit or knows a good software, if I'm continuing to do this after the next couple weeks or next couple months, I guess, or for however long I'll be doing this, that we're stuck inside. If I do enjoy doing this and I do get a lot of positive feedback, I might actually continue after. And so I'm thinking maybe what a good editing software, or if anyone wants to give me some feedback on that, that'd be really helpful. Sorry, I watch a lot of other YouTube influencers, and they're a lot better at editing. They take a lot of time to edit their videos, and that is something that I would like to do and learn how to do. But for the moment right now, I'm just making these kind of fast and in one take, just so I can get them out onto YouTube and to you guys faster. And hopefully then in the future I can take more time editing and things like that. So I just put the last pizza roll in the pan, and I'm going to wash my hands really quick, and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, well the last step of this recipe is basically just putting the oil wash on the pizza rolls before, or the pizza dippers I guess, before we stick them in the oven. So you're going to want to use some olive oil, just a little, not too much. And I know that this is garlic and herb bread, but your girl really likes garlic a lot. So basically what we're going to be doing is taking these cloves of garlic and putting more garlic into the olive oil. I'll do two more cloves, because that's what I have already made. It'll be a little bit really, really garlicky, guys. Very, very garlicky. I like garlic a lot. I might be too garlicky, but I guess we'll find out. This is my first time making the recipe too. And isn't it more fun if you find out that way? Maybe not if it's too spicy, but who knows? There are no fails, just fixes. Alright, so basically I'm going to use this tool, and let's see if I can show you this oil. It has the garlic in it, and basically I'm just stirring it up right now, getting it all in the fingers of the tool. And I'm going to bring this pan over here. I'll show you. This is what they look like all in the pan. You want them all to sit together like this because you want it to be like pull apart bread. I guess it will cook better. So you just take your oil, the tool, and you just brush it on the top of them. A nice and even coat. We're just gonna put it on, I don't know, you can see this, put it on. This is why I need to invest in a better camera, guys, and I'm going to. This is only day 2 of this, so just bear with me. Alrighty, and now that I've got a good and garlicky coat on my pizza poppers, I'm going to take this Parmesan cheese and I'm just going to sprinkle it all over the top, just a light sprinkling like that. And now this baby is ready to go in the oven for about 8 minutes. So let's do that. Let's set the timer. 8 minutes timer, and we'll be right back. Well, the timer just went off on our pizza dippers. So you can see them. They don't look quite done to me. So I'm going to keep them in there probably for another 5 or 7 minutes. And we'll see what happens. I will get back to you. Well, I don't know if you can hear that, but the timer went off. So let's check this out. Oh, wow. Those look done to me. Let's pull them on out. So, some first impressions about it. It looks like the pesto, you can see the green oil leaked out of them a little bit, but that's fine. We'll see. I'm going to let this cool down, but overall, that looks great. That looks fantastic. I'm going to let it cool down, and then we'll take one out, and I'm going to heat up this marinara sauce and this Alfredo sauce, and we're going to have some pizza dippers with a nice Caesar salad. So guys, I just tried to take one of the pizza poppers out and just kind of see where it was looking like or what was going on with it, and in true Tova fashion, oh, it wasn't cooked, so it's a failure. It's okay though. I'm gonna try to save it. I'm gonna put it back in the oven. Back to reheating my oven, and I'll get back to you to see if this recipe works. I'm so sorry. Oh, it failed. Failure. So I think I was able to save it. There's about 2.5 minutes left on the timer, and they're looking better than ever. These are from last night, my pizza poppers I made. These are just 2. I have some more in the fridge, but I just wanted to show you. This is what they're supposed to look like, kind of like matzo balls, but probably more brown. I probably should have browned them more. I'm gonna cut one open and see if the cheese is melted like it's supposed to be. Just cut it open, and it looks like the cheese in there kind of got melted a little bit. We'll try on this one. It looks like this is a fail too. On this one, oh, they're very hot. You can see there's cheese in the middle there. Try a bite. Well, I just took it out of the oven, and yeah, it looks way better. You can see the cheese is way more melted. You can see that the bread is way more crunchier looking. I think it's all around way better. Alrighty, we'll see how it turns out in a minute. Well, I got it out of the pan, and now it's on this plate, and I think it looks delicious. And I made this lovely sauce. It's tomato. I used the rest of that tomato and a dash of that Alfredo sauce, leftovers. We talked about it earlier. And now is our moment of truth. Did I fail at making pizza poppers? I pulled one off really easily. And now I'm going to cut it. It's very, very hot. Cuts easily. Kind of. Oh, wow. Look at that. That looks delicious. I'm going to dip it and try it. It's so hot. But it's so good. I saved it. Save the recipe, save the day. Let's keep it pizza poppin'.